Hello, how are you? My name's Samantha. This is episode 41, I do believe, of the Khaos and Kismet podcast. I'm coming to you from the East Midlands in England, and it's 9:15 at night. And apparently we're doing podcasts on a Tuesday now and not a Monday because I have no idea how to differentiate between days. And I looked at my thing, I was looking at my stats and it said it's been 6 days and whatever since I've done a podcast. So I thought, oh right, today's the day I do my podcast. Forgetting about the fact I was a day late last week. So now we're doing Tuesdays. It's fine, just go with it. It's okay. Right, I have 4 maybe things to show you today. I have one finish-ish. It's mostly finished. If you have seen my Instagram today, you will have seen this already. I'm going to show you it. I don't really want to start off with a negative thing, but I'm going to show you it first because it's my finish-ish. It's kind of mostly okay, but I'm going to have to mess with it a bit. So it's Lilith's dog coat. So I'll show you quickly so this was the pattern that I had on Ravelry. It's by Ashley Shoemaker, which is Heart Hook and Home. And you can either buy the pattern for $4.99 or you can go to the website and get it for free. So there are this is one I actually use. The large and giant. So this yellow one here is more. This is one I actually used. See how it's got the buttons underneath there. Now the problem that I had with the pattern. It's a nice pattern. The stitch is quite well explained. The sizing though, it doesn't actually tell you anywhere how to shape it to your dog or how to size it to your dog. And it didn't occur to me to do anything because the picture in the pattern is a pointer, and a pointer is kind of the same shape as Lilith because she's a Staffy Lurcher cross, so she's got a big chest and then she like gets really skinny towards the back. But the pointers do that as well. So I just sort of went with the pattern, and yeah, shouldn't have done that. So what we've ended up with, you start it here, you start at the neck, and then you do a little bit of increase in here, and then you go on. Let's see if I can get this straight-ish to show you. You go on to do this like middle, this bit here, this middle panel here. Now this bit is supposed to go underneath and the flaps are supposed to come round and button onto this. I ended up not doing that because I ended up just sewing it together because honestly this bottom bit here, so this is the back end, so this is the hole where our bum sticks out. So this fits her with quite a lot of wiggle room. This is how wide I've had to like decrease from here to here. So I've ended up with this like big bulge that hangs underneath her. So what I think I'm going to do is put this under my sewing machine and do some sewing there and just cut it off because it looks a bit silly at the minute. I've not done any of my ends because I wanted to try it on her first. It's just, yeah, it was far too big at the back, and like I say, there's no, I don't know if there's maybe something in the paid pattern for it, but there's nothing to say how to shape it to your dog or anything like that, and there's no like, at this point try it on your dog and see if you need to start decreasing now or anything like that, you know. And I know it's the free version of the pattern, but unless she's putting a lot more information into the paid pattern, which isn't normally the case. Normally when you get a paid version of a free pattern, it's so you can get it without ads and with better formatting. You tend to not really get a ton more in the way of actual pattern. So, I mean, it's nice, it's a nice texture. The yarn that I've used is this one, Yarn Smith Elvis. Ooh, chunky. So it does say to use a worsted weight. She used the Brava, yeah, Knit Picks Brava worsted, which I don't think you can get in this country. But this is quite thin for a chunky. It's very thin for a chunky. So I got gauge with this, and I've used 1 and whatever is out of that. This is a 200 g, yeah, 200 g cake, and I used 1 full one and then a bit. I think, yeah, from here to the end here. So from this pink stripe up, that's how much I use out the second cake. I mean, it's okay. I'm going to have to fiddle with it a bit. The actual website itself was very, very annoying though. It feels like it's a thing that some websites do just to make you go and buy the PDF. But I would get maybe 1 or 2 rows done, and then I had it on my tablet, and I would get maybe 1 or 2 rows done, and then the web page would refresh itself, and I would have to reload it, and I would have to scroll down again because it didn't save my place, and I'd have to scroll down and remember what row that was on, which is very annoying. Because this stitch is very nice, but it's quite difficult to tell which row you're on sometimes. So I used a 5mm hook for it. So I used this yarn, and the colourway for this is 1K010. There we go. 100% acrylic, and it's nice yarn. I like it. It is very thin for a chunky, I think, though. But it's fine. It means it works fine for this. I don't know if it's just that that's thin for a chunky, or whenever I get worsted weight yarn, it just feels really thick. You know, if I use like a Red Heart or something that's worsted weight, it feels a lot thicker than an Aran weight, even though they're meant to be kind of comparable. I don't know. I got gauge, that's all that matters. So yeah, let's go. And I think this is actually my first finish of the year. Maybe, might not be. I don't know. I need to check my book. But that was a pretty big finish. It only took me maybe 2 days to do it, so it's not too bad. I mean, they were pretty long days. I did put quite a few hours in, but a lot of that was me. I mean, I don't think it's worth me ripping all that back. It's going to be quicker just to sew it. But she likes it. She was wearing it, and it'll keep her warm outside. And she wears a harness, so a harness can go over the top of that, and that'll be fine. And it'll keep her neck nice and warm as well. Because I'd say, apart from she's got like a gremlin stripe down the back, and apart from that, she's got really short fur all over. So as soon as it starts getting wet or windy or anything outside, she gets really cold. So yeah, that's that one. The other one I'm a bit happier about. I had set a goal last week for this Morticia. Here you go. This is Morticia by Andy Sutherland. This is a discontinued pattern. She has removed, this is the only picture that she has on here now. That's the, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't know. She's taken all her patterns off Ravelry, and I don't think you can get them anywhere else. I don't think she's selling patterns at all anymore. I've spoken about this a few times before. And I had set myself a challenge this week to finish the body. The never-ending stockinette body. So here it is, the body. It is finished. I have tried it on, and it comes to roughly about my hips-ish. It's not been blocked yet, so it might grow. The yarn I'm using is Stylecraft Recreate. I've actually kept a ball band to show you this time. Ooh. Stylecraft Recreate. It is a DK weight, 40% wool, 30% acrylic, and 30% recycled polyester. No, 30% polyester, everything is recycled. The yardage on this, it's 350 metres or 383 yards for 100 grams. So it's really lightweight. This, let's see if I can show you. This is 2 bottles, apart from, I think maybe one row of ribbon at the end. 2 rows of ribbon at the end and the bind off. That's what I've taken out of this third ball. And that's it. And the ball. See, it's got these like little flecks in it. I'll show you when it's been knitted up. See, it's got the little flecks. That's the polyester. But yeah, that's it. The body's done. Thank God. And I need to do the sleeves. Now I have to make up my mind, because if you look at this, the sleeves are mesh. But I don't know if I want to have mesh sleeves, because I also didn't do the body shaping on it, so I think I might just want this to be a nice comfy kind of jumper, and I think I might just do solid sleeves on it. But honestly, I've said this before, there is absolutely nothing to inspire me to lose weight like trying to make myself a stockinette jumper, because oh my god, was this tedious. So I just want it done now. So I have my plans for this week were to get a sleeve done. I don't know if I'm going to manage that. I need to look at the pattern again. I think you just pick up the stitches and then it's just a straight sleeve, and then rapid decreases for the cuff. If that's the case, it's not too bad, because I don't need to like count rows and things like that, so it'll be quite quick, hopefully. I always underestimate how much knitting is in a sleeve though. Like, you don't really realise it because it's folded in half, but sleeves have got quite a lot of knitting in them. So the plan is to get sleeves done this week, but as you can see, it's Tuesday night. I've not even picked the sleeves up yet. So yeah, I might do that before I go to bed, pick the sleeves up, and then just see what the deal is with the sleeves, and then I can just, like, if it is just a straight down sleeve, I can just pick it up. I think there's a bit of short row shaping in the sleeve somewhere. I'm sure I saw short row shaping. It's getting a little late at night for saying short row shaping. I think there might be, just for like, no, because I'm looking at the pattern on my other screen. It just goes straight into the no, what are you doing? It just goes straight into the mesh. Yeah, there's no yeah, so if that goes straight into the mesh, I'm gonna have to have a little look, because I don't really want to be messing around with short rows if I don't have to. But if I can get it all set up and get it ready just to knit, then I can just pick it up and do a bit of it whenever, and then hopefully it'll go quite quickly. I just want it done, and then after that I just need to pick up the neck, and it's just like a ribbed collar. So hopefully that's not going to be too bad. I think it was like 12 rows of ribbon for the bottom, so I imagine the top will be the same to match. I've not looked that far in the pattern yet, but I have been knitting on this for what feels like forever, and yeah, I would like to have it done before it gets too hot to wear it, because we're already, oh, we're meant to get some slight big icy blast this week, but like, looking at the temperatures for this week, we're already going back up into double digits. I mean, barely, we're talking like 10, 11 degrees Celsius here, but it's, if we're going back up into double digits at this point, it's not going to be that long before it's too hot for me to wear jumpers. And I'm hoping that by next year, it's not going to fit me. But we'll see. We shall see. going to get it done. I'm going to work at it. Right, the next thing I have to show you is my virus shawl. Now, I think I was about halfway through the pink last time. Try to precariously balance things on my desk so I don't knock everything over. I was about halfway through the pink, and I think, so I'm just trying to look at the colours now. I think having just the pink in it made it a little bit too small still. So I've added in this purple. I was going to add in like a darker pink, but it just didn't look right. I did a few rows. I did like one repeat with the darker pink, thinking, you know, that would be nice, fading from, this is meant to be cream, but it's a kind of yellowish cream. So fading from like the creamy, yellowy cream into the pink, into a darker pink, I thought would be nice. But the whole thing just ended up looking a bit weird because it was too dark. So I've started with this purple. And I'm just going to keep it all pastels. You know, somebody will love it. This isn't for me, this is going to be one in the shop. But when it is just the pink on it, it's just that little bit too short. So I think just those few rows of the purple will make a big difference. Because we've only got, what? 1, 2, 3. We've only got 4 repeats of the pink, which means, and that's a full ball, full 100 grams. Which means we'll probably only get 2, maybe 3 of the purple. I think probably 3 repeats of the purple. Maybe. This is, I don't know the colours of any of this, but this is Robin yarn. The pink is Robin yarn, and I don't know what the creamy one is because it was just out my stash. I'm using a 4mm hook. I get a bit confused because I've got a 5mm that's yellow as well, but this is a 4mm, and it's just a virus shawl. If you've been here before, you will have seen many virus shawls because this is my go-to shawl pattern that I like to use. And I'm just starting to, I think I said last week I had got this yarn to make, sorry, itchy nose, to make a blanket. Decided that I did not want to make a blanket anymore and decided to make a virus shawl instead. So there we go. But my goal for last week was to get the pink finished on that, which I did. My goal for this week is to get the purple finished on it, and then that'll be it, done. I'll get it blocked, photographed, and up in the shop. This is why I don't have much stuff this week. I've been working on my website quite a lot. Right, I'll show you this last thing, and then the last thing I've not done very much on either. The last thing is these, the Syncopation Socks by Mary Hennigar. And these are just my desk project. So when I have been sitting playing World of Warcraft, when I'm doing something, they're playing on the back, not the back, the bottom, the sole. Words are so hard today, right? The sole of the foot is plain, stockinette. The top of the foot has the pattern on it. Now these are quite big. I normally do a 64 stitch sock. These are a 72, I think. It's a free pattern. Yes, it is. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's a very easy pattern, and I'm quite enjoying it. It's quite a good one just to like pick up. And I've got like my little notebook here where I'm just keeping a note of what rows I've done. And it's very easy, just like pick up and put down, because the back is obviously plain stockinette. The bottom, I'll get there eventually, sorry. The top is, it's only 2 rows, but you do like the first row for however many, then the second row for however many, then you go back to the first row. And you just do it like that. So as long as you're keeping track, the actual rows themselves are pretty easy. It's going to have a slip stitch heel, I think, and I think it's a fleagle heel, which I've never done before. So I'm excited to try that out because I've heard other people talking about them, and I've never done one, and it's always good to learn new things. The yarn that I'm using for this is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in English Rose. English Rose. There you go. So that's, so I'm not in a mad rush to get them done. They've just been on my desk, and when I'm playing World of Warcraft and I'm flying around and not doing anything, because I play with my boyfriend and he tends to do the driving. You know, when you're going from place to place, you can either jump on like the automated mount thing and it'll fly you from place to place, or you can use your own and fly there yourself. But there are some mounts in the game where you can have 2 people in them, and so if we're doing stuff together, he will fly me places. So yeah. But we've not had an awful lot of that because we've not been doing a lot of in-game travelling, and so the socks have had a bit done on them, but not a huge amount. My Stormseeker sock I had put down to get the leg done last week. Didn't get that done at all. I've not even not even touched them since last week. They've not even moved off my desk. They're still sitting here from when I showed them last week. So they're on the list for this week as a priority because they need to be done by the end of the month for the Cozy Toes knit along. I think it's Cozy Toes. I can't remember. It's Kelly from Row Own Kids. She's doing the knit along, and I'm sure it's like the Cozy Toes 2025. I don't know. I can't remember. If you look at my last video, it's in there when my brain was a bit more switched on. So I need to get them done by the end of the month, and so I need to start working on them a bit. So I'm going to take them through, because if they're sitting on my desk, I don't work on them. If I take them back through there and sit them next to my chair, I will be more likely to work on them. Yeah, that's it. That's everything that I've worked on this week, which isn't a massive amount, but it's better than nothing. It's been a pretty busy week. We ended up, last week, the kids were off on Monday. They didn't go back till Tuesday to school. Alfie ended up coming home again on Friday because he wasn't feeling very well. In between that, I've had people in looking at the ceiling in the kitchen because we had a leak, and I was like scared in case it all got into the electrics. It came off the shower. The bathroom is there's been an extension from the back of the house, and there's a bathroom right above the kitchen, and the shower was leaking, and it's just the tiniest, where the shower goes into the wall, it's just been the tiniest little drip, and then it's eventually dripped down and worked its way around and then gone inside the wall, and then because it's not dripping anymore, we've not noticed it, and it's gone inside the wall, and the water's just pooled until it started like coming through the kitchen ceiling. I came home and it was just like water dripping through the ceiling. Oh my god. So that's been fixed. Thankfully there's no damage, everything's just a little bit wet, so we have to wait and drying out. Car, I am not going to be getting a car anytime soon, so that's a little disheartening. I'm going to have to work something out to try and get a car though, because it's not fun not having a car. But mine is like, it's not worth getting fixed. It's really not. It's still sitting out the front. I managed to get the car back at least, but sitting out the front, can't move, and I've never scrapped a car before, so I'm trying to work out the best way to do that. And that's been taking up quite a lot of my week. Website stuff, I've been working on the website a little bit, trying to just fiddle with things here and there. Yeah, I need to do lots more product photography, get a lot more things listed on there. I think I am going to take all of my physical products off Etsy and just keep Etsy for patterns when I get back to writing patterns again, because that seems to be what Etsy is good for now, is just pattern sales, but not actually physical products. I've sold more physical products through just like literally every other means apart from Etsy this year. Well, last year. It's not good. Oh, sorry, it's my phone going. What else have I been up to? I've been watching Game of Thrones, which is a bit of a big thing for me because I had started watching it when it first came out and I'd got as far as season 3 and then I couldn't watch it anymore. There was just far too much. A lot of the more adult content in it was triggering a lot of things for me, so I had to stop watching it. And I had started watching it with my ex, and he carried on watching it because, you know, why would he stop watching something that gave me nightmares every night? But I couldn't watch it, so when he was watching it, I would go off and do something else. I would go and sit on the PC with my headset on and stuff like that, so I couldn't hear it. And the fact that I can now sit and watch it, and there are a lot of bits that it's still not pleasant to watch, but I can deal with it a lot better now, which means that my mental state is in a far, far better place. So I'm happy about that because it's good and it's got dragons in it. Dragons are my favourite. So I think I'm on season 5. I've just had that on in the background while I've been trying to do other stuff, and it's been really good. I've been really enjoying it. Books. I'm reading a book called Fat Chance, which is hilarious, and it's particularly pertinent to me at the moment because I am dieting. Oh my god. Right. So I decided that I was going to go on this diet. And I'm not doing like a specific diet, I'm just doing like watching my calories and making sure I'm eating the right amount of calories a day. Because if you eat too many, obviously that's bad. If you don't eat enough, that's also bad. So I've been counting my calories, working it all out. Now I've been weighing myself in the bathroom. I bought new scales. Scales are good. You know, I've got decent ones to make sure they're okay. Weighing myself in the bathroom, and then I weighed myself the other day, and I was like, that's an awful lot of weight to lose in the space of a week because I'm only weighing myself once a week. And according to this thing, I had lost like £6 in a week. I'm like, I have not lost £6 in a week. Absolutely not. And then it occurred to me, the bathroom's been leaking. We also have cushion floor in the bathroom. So we have like semi-soft flooring. Cushion floor is like lino, but it's thick, so it kind of sinks in a little bit. But then the floor underneath as well is wood, and so if that's got a little bit damp, that's going to have a bit more giving as well. So weighing myself in the bathroom was clearly a bad idea. So I took the scales out of there and took them into the bedroom where I have like completely hard floor, and weighed myself, and I got a much more realistic thing. So I've not lost as much weight as I had initially thought, but then I don't know what I initially weighed because I weighed myself in the bathroom from the beginning. So I'm kind of clean slating that again. And I have lost some weight, but I don't know how much. So I'm clean slating, starting again from this week. And Monday's weight is the weight that I'm starting from officially. And then I'm just going to weigh myself on a hard floor. So, moral of the story, watch where you put your scales. It makes a difference. Okay. Oh yeah, the book Fat Chance. It's about a couple who get put into a radio show thing about lots of people trying to lose weight together, and it is hilarious. It's so funny, and it's funny because it's all the things that you go through when you're trying to lose weight. And yeah, I'm about halfway through it at the minute. It's really good. I can't remember the author. Let me have a look. I have my phone. I will find the author for you. I got it on Amazon. On my Kindle. Oh, it's Nick Spalding. Come on, we can do it. There you go. Nope. It disappeared. Oh, stupid thing. It's Nick Spalding. It's called Fat Chance. And I got it on Kindle. I read Kindle on either my phone or on my tablet, depending on what I'm doing. I tend to read it on my phone more than anything else. I have like the blue light over my phone when I'm reading, so I can read in bed at night time. But if I'm knitting, I tend to put it on my tablet on a little stand, because I can knit without looking, depending on what I'm knitting. And because I've just done a million miles of stockinette, I've been able to sit and read while I've been doing that. So yeah, I've been getting on with that. Finished an audiobook called Truth. It was it was pretty nondescript. I don't know, I'm like struggling to find really good books to read recently, because I can't read anything at the minute that's like too demanding for my brain, but then my brain gets very bored when I'm reading something that's not very demanding. So I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to fix that. I got a bunch of stuff through from Open University, even though I told them that I was cancelling that course. Because I had applied for, I had mistakenly thought that because I had deferred last year, that the student finance I would have from last year would carry on to this year, because that's what they told me. They weren't very specific about it though, and it turns out that it would only cover me if I had started in October, and they have courses starting in February, and I tried to put it towards the course starting in February, and they're like, no. So I've cancelled that, because it's not the actual course I wanted to do. I just wanted to do a course. And then they've sent me the stuff out anyway, so I've got a bunch of university books about the last 100 years of war in Europe. So yeah, I'm going to wait till October, and I will reapply in October into a course I actually want to do, and I will eventually get my degree finished. I think that's everything. We've not really been doing anything. Everything's just been kind of, we're struggling to get back into a routine. Routine's not really my kind of thing. I'm not good at routines anyway. The squirrel does not like it. The squirrel crave routine is just not very good at implementing routine. But we're trying. We are trying. I have organised a little bit behind me. I don't know if you can see. Oh, wrong way. A lot of the stuff that was there is gone. It has now been replaced with other stuff, because I had a bunch of craft stuff upstairs that I've brought down. So it's a little more, I have more stuff down here, and I don't have to keep running up and down anymore. But yeah, I need to get everything sorted out and start just like selling stuff if I have to make room. I might do a de-stash at some point. Okay, I'm gonna go, because it's been 33 minutes, nearly 34 minutes of me waffling, and I think like 30 minutes of that has been absolutely pointless. So I'm gonna go. I'm clearly tired, and I will be back next week. Oh, thank you to everybody who went across to my floss tube as well. Thank you, I appreciate it. And yes, I'm gonna go. I'll be back next week on Tuesday, because Tuesday is the new Monday. Okay, bye.